it's gonna pinch a little bit.
So, welcome back to another episode of This May Pinch a Little Bit. However, this is a different format. This is my first video podcast, so I am so excited. And I have a guest with me. This is Lika Moody, and she has drove all the way from Augusta, which is about an hour, so she came to visit me and do the honors and do a first video podcast episode with me. We're right on my nice big comfy couch, which is where I'll be laid out and going to sleep because it's real comfortable. Right, it be real good. Okay, so we are going to do an episode called Entrepren. Play on words because you know that's my thing. But I just want to talk to her about her business because she is popping out here in these streets. And if you don't follow her on social media, it's your loss because my girl got it. But again, this is titled Entrepren. And we didn't decide like how we gonna intro, but you know what? We here, so I'm gonna let her introduce herself. And I just want you to tell people a little bit about yourself and, you know, kind of like your start in to adulthood, basically.
We're still working on adulthood. But okay, so like Tarana said, my name is Lika Moody. I have a nonprofit organization called Teen Dreams, where I work with girls in middle and high school. We do group mentoring, service, and leadership. And so I'm in some schools in Aiken County, and then I run the sessions on my own in the community as well. I started right after college graduation, which wasn't when I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to graduate in spring of 2014. Ended up not graduating until December. And so in that time, I was kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And I did another internship where I worked with an organization in Charlotte called Firm Foundations of the Carolinas and fell in love with programming for teens and kind of took that idea back home after graduation. So it's been about 4 or 5 years that we've been running Teen Dreams. This is our second year with our group mentoring program, which I'm really excited about. It's been doing really well. And with that, we are about to let the teens launch their own lipstick line called Dream Life Lippies, which is going to give them jobs, going to give them exposure to different parts of business and having their own business. And I'm so excited about being able to give back to them.
Yes. Snap. See, this is what I like and what I love, especially for girls that look like us, because it'd be hard out here for Black women to make it, for us to be heard, for us to get far without people trying to trample on us, step on our necks, step on our backs, pull us back down, for us to make money. So, you know, I be rooting for everybody Black, like you say.
Everybody Black. I'm here for it.
Especially women, because it's just hard
It really
for
is.
us to make it. So, yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. So she already gave like the backstory, just my little backstory with her. We met in college. We were college roommates. I think she became my roommate my sophomore year. Was it?
Spring semester.
Right. Yeah. So that's how we ended up knowing each other. And honestly, I never knew like what her dreams were out like once college ended, and I never knew what mine were to be.
Look, I didn't know this was gonna happen when I met you.
Right. I knew like kind of where I wanted to go, but that did not work out. I mean, I still have those dreams, but this is just like a passion of mine. As I was telling her, like right before we started this episode, I've always been into journalism, and I think I've mentioned this on a couple episodes. Journalism is like my thing. I used to be an editor-in-chief on the high school newspaper. I started out writing, so podcasting is just like an extension of that into adulthood. So when I saw like all of what she was doing and how she promotes, how she's always on Teen Dreams, you know, she is like about her business. I was like, so you want to be on my podcast? Like this, let me put you out there. Let me put us out there because, you know, just to build each other up. I think that's important in the community. So I am now understanding how important it is to support your favorites, which is another episode I got coming out. So, you know, I just take it out, just keep it on the loop. But every time I see her stuff now, especially if it's something that I think other people might be interested in, now I see the importance of sharing other people's stuff, liking their posts, putting it out there. If you can put funds into it, do that. So now that I have gotten off my soapbox, tell them like how this sort of came about. I know you said you started out with a nonprofit initially, and then you kind of took that back to your own community. Mm-hmm. So how did that become like your thing, and you made Teen Dreams?
Yo, it was an accident. It's so funny because to me and Teen Girls, I was dead set. I was like, I'm not doing teenagers. They got nasty attitudes. I'm not for it. I remember how I was as a teenager. I'm cool. Because I always liked to do youth programming. And so the second internship I got, it was for family programming. Because my major in college was family and consumer sciences. And the lady over the organization, Kim Roseborough, she kept asking me to sit in on one of her girl sessions. And I was like, no, I'm good. Got stuff to do. I'm cool. And so one day, I had this activity I wanted to do. And she was like, come do it in the girl session. I was like, okay. And so I ran this activity where they ended up having to have a debate against each other about what they look for in guys, and just seeing the openness in those teen girls and the way they were able to voice their opinions and they felt heard. I was like, yo, this would have been amazing as a teenager for me. Mm-hmm. Just being able to have that free space to talk and voice my opinion without feeling like I'm judged, without feeling like somebody's going to shut me down. And so, like, I thought about it because I really didn't want to go back home. And then I got back home, and just one day I just started writing this program called Girl Time, which is our group mentoring program now. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I have to find somewhere to run this. And so, let's see, 2014, 15, 16. So like 2 years later was when I first started running it. And I ran it in the church. And I fell in love with the way the girls just opened up. Mm-hmm. And so now that I have an actual location to do my programming and things, this will be the second year that we started running Girl Time. And Teen Dreams as a whole kind of just came from the Girl Time program that I wrote originally in Camden, South Carolina at the Boys and Girls Club there, which was just an outline of what I wanted to do, all the events I wanted to have, which I like planning events too. But so it kind of just birthed from that. So yeah, 2014 or 15, the dates get mixed up in my head, is when I officially launched Teen Dreams. But we held our first event in January 2015, and that was called Girls Day In. And originally we were just going to do events, but I kept going back to that Girl Time program and just being able to give girls that open space to communicate their feelings and learn how to express themselves and not get caught with that angry black woman syndrome, which we so often get put on us.
Can't stand it. Yeah. It's another whole nother session, but
listen, can't stand it. So I really wanted them to be able to articulate their feelings in a way that they would be heard and couldn't be shut down or closed out because they're yelling, screaming, cussing, all that other stuff. Mm. So that's where Teen Dreams came from.
Okay, all right. So from there, tell me about, like, did you run into any issues trying to find the space? Because I know you said you had a church. Was this like your home church where you were able to put this space together?
So there were kids in my home church, and we ended up doing it like outside of the church. So that was an issue, like trying to get the church on board with what I wanted to do. Because I go to an old Southern Baptist church.
Okay, whole other session on that, because we know how that rolls. Yep. Okay.
And so, like, after that, trying to find a space, because I ended up running into having to put so much money into it. Yeah. That, because at the time I didn't have my 501c3, so I was getting charged like out the butt for spaces, and I was like, I just can't afford to do it right now. So it ended up being that one event in 2015, one event in 2016, one event in 2017, and I really didn't like that it was so inconsistent. Right. But then my mentor, Kim Waltower, she blessed me with her space. Like, she had to say, she was like, I see there's so much you could do. You can use my space. Yes, for the bus. Yes.
Okay. Maybe. I know, because it's anything entrepreneur-wise, that's what a lot of people like, even like a lot of the YouTubers that I watch, and we know how like everybody loves YouTubers and stuff like that, and they all will say like, one, it takes money to make money.
Yes, it does.
And two, it just takes a lot of your time and effort goes into this. So when people don't support or people are not into what you're putting out there, man, that's your craft. It hurts because you're like, I'm putting forth, this is like my lifeline that I'm putting into this. So could you explain what a 501c is and how you obtain that?
Okay, so a 501c3 is a tax exemption for nonprofit organizations. So you can be a nonprofit without having that, but you can get a lot more grants, donations, and sponsorships with that. So I tell everybody now, if I would have known in the beginning that it was more than just not having to pay taxes, I probably would have done a social service LLC, which is the same thing, except you don't have the access to all the federal funding that you do with the 501c3.
Mm-hmm.
And to obtain a 501c3, it's literally just filling out the form on the IRS website.
Mm-hmm.
You can do the short form, and that one's only $275, or you can do the long form, and that one is between $480 and some people say $800. I don't know who's paying $800. You might be paying somebody to write it for you for $800.
Yeah.
Holla at me. I don't charge that much if you need it done. But it's a really simple form to fill out. The long form allows you to make more money with your nonprofit. And you have 5 years with the short form to make a certain amount. And I didn't really foresee myself making that amount in the 5 years that I had the short form. So when it comes time for me to make that much, then I'll just go fill out the long form. And it's really not that hard. A lot of people get confused about all the paperwork. Again, holla at me. I got you.
Okay.
There's no need to be paying $8, $9, $1,000, $1,000 for somebody to fill out a form that could take you yourself like maybe an hour, maybe a day.
Okay, cool. So we might need to talk after this. So.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So now that you have Teen Dreams up and running, what was it like to get this startup? Tell me the man hours or the woman hours that you put into this. Did you need people to delegate? Like, how was this getting this from the ground? So now that my dream is now a reality, it's here. Who do I need to put in place to make this, get this up and running? Because I know this is hard, just trying to do this on my own.
Yeah, it's hard. But one of the things about it's so hard to find people that are as supportive of your dream and your baby as you are, and I'm real protective of it.
Yes. So
in the beginning, because you have to have a board of directors for a nonprofit, I was just calling my friends. I was like, "Hey, you want to sit on my board?" Because one, I knew they was gonna let me do whatever I wanted to, and they ain't really have to vote on nothing. Because I was like, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Right. And
then I realized, like, as I got further along, these people aren't really they're here for a title. They're not really here to help you grow and further this.
Yeah.
Like, they want to be in the pictures. They want to be able to say they were there. So I can't even tell you the amount of hours I put in trying to get it and trying to make sure people were there to help me with stuff. Like, there's one person I know of that was there from the beginning that is still here with me now, and I can call her today and be like, "Hey, I need such and such done," and she'll be like, "Either here, I can send you the money, I can't be there physically, or just tell me what you need me to do, and I got you."
Yeah. So the amount of effort has that. Okay, let me rephrase it. So the amount of time and effort that it took to cultivate and grow this into what it is now, have there been hindrances that have pushed your time frame back, I guess?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Trying to do it with my own money, because I ain't got it. I got money for me, but trying to balance living as a 27-year-old woman, 22, because I think that's when I started, the 22-year-old, versus trying to put money into your business.
Yeah.
It's hard to balance that. And that was the big thing. Trying to find the money without, because at the time, when I started, I didn't have a 501c3, so I couldn't walk into Walmart and be like, "Hey, can you donate?" Well, I didn't know I could walk into Walmart and be like, "Hey, can you donate this stuff to me?" Or anywhere, really.
Yeah.
So the money, I work full time still. So trying to devote the time to everything I needed. So yeah, money and time are the biggest hindrances.
Yeah, and that was another question I was going to ask you. Do you still work full time?
Yep, I still work full time.
If so, are you up late? And I would imagine you are, because
I do early mornings.
So you rather get up at the crack of dawn right before work to do stuff than stay up super late into the night.
So let me tell y'all my day during the school year, because I told you I run one of my programs in the schools. I wake up at 5 o'clock. Any research that I feel like I need to do, I'll go over my plan for the day. Any research I need to do for I wrote a book. So if I was still writing my book, I was working on that.
Excuse me, she just gonna bypass that she wrote a book? First of all,
no, listen, let me just 3 books.
We're gonna backtrack. She just gonna bypass. You're not just gonna roll past the fact that you wrote 3 books, and I'm over here struggling trying to get past the one that I put out and then retracted and was like, I don't like it.
Listen.
You can't get it yet. She wrote 3 books. Plug, please. What's the name of your 3 books? Before we go back to we're just gonna cut. Plug your 3 books right now.
So they're all on Amazon. You can search me, Alika Moody. Reconnect with Your Teen is my baby. That one was for parents, so that way they can figure out how to spend quality time with their teenagers and not just time you sitting them in front of the TV and you sitting right here. That's not spending quality time. Okay. You learn how to talk to your kids. Sorry, soapbox. Talk to your kids. Spend time with them. Get to know your children. Yes. The suicide rate is ridiculous.
Crazy.
Because y'all are not talking to your kids.
As young as 8 years old, I be seeing these little babies.
It's ridiculous.
That's just don't make no sense.
All right.
So reconnect with your team, number one.
The things I didn't learn in school, that one is for teenagers. It's about goal setting, decision making, and how to do it because it's not something that they're taught in school anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one is puzzle pieces, and that is a guidebook for moms on how to connect and spend time with their daughters.
Okay, all right. I am so excited. I am so proud. Like, I am beaming with excitement for her right now. Like, it's just, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Okay, so back to her story. Now that she has plugged her 3 books because she tried to slide on by that. First of all, she said 1. Then she was like, okay, it's 3. And I was like, nah, we gonna backtrack it. Okay, so back to her day. You get up at 5. You do your research.
Doing my research, going over my program plan for the day, trying to make sure all my stuff from the day before at work is done. So I finally leave the house at like 7.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the school from 7:30 to 8. Go to work from 9 to 5. Leave work. Then I'm doing another program at either an after-school program, from 5 to 6. Then I go home, try to make sure that I can do some self-care and read. I might go to sleep like 10:30 to do it all again the next day. And that's if I ain't going to the gym in the morning.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, girl. So you are like doing all of the stuff. Just so we put this out there, I just want y'all to know that just because people ain't got kids don't mean they ain't busy. Okay?
For real.
Because people with kids, we busy.
That's a different type of busy.
I would say we busy, but people without kids, check on your friends without kids. They busy too.
Listen.
All right. I just want y'all to know that because moms we struggling, but the people without kids don't mean they ain't sitting around just not doing nothing.
Right.
All right. So that's a busy day, but
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from when it comes to doing something that you love in your craft, because just how I'm sitting here calling you up, you came in, she was like, where your babies at? Oh no, girl, they gone. They would interrupt my video. My son is like, Mom. I wouldn't be able to do this with you. My baby, she's a baby, so she's just like, like all day. My husband is here, but I was like, you gotta go to the back. You can't be in here talking or loud on your game. So, even after like how you're up or you get up in the morning, I'd rather stay up late and I'm recording because my house is quiet, or I'm shooting videos or editing and I'm cutting things apart, trying to make things work and fit things together. I'm photoshopping stuff. I am trying to write a book. Like, I am doing all of this stuff around when my kids go to sleep, because honestly, I'm momming, wifing all day, and I do work part-time, so I understand how you try to put that time into your craft. But the fact that you have made it successful is like goals. It's amazing. So so from there, that now we're at your plan, your whole day. So what is the session like with your teens? How many teens do you have show up in a session? How many teens do you have show up in a session? And like, what are like some of the topics that you guys discuss without telling their business? Not that type of thing, but just like, what are some of the topics that you guys discuss? How does it work?
Okay.
What is the session like?
So it kind of depends, because my sessions on the weekends, those are 2 hours. They run from 10 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas my sessions at the schools, I only got 30 minutes because I gotta get to work.
Yeah.
But we literally talk about any and everything that these teenage girls are gonna need in life. We've talked about budgeting, we've talked about their attitudes, we've talked about self-care, we've talked about relationships, boys, friends, all that. We've talked about their relationship with their parents, and then we did a sleepover. Bless my heart, that was.
So did you do this sleepover at the school, or did they like come to your house?
No.
I'm
I was not gonna ask 20 girls.
Did you do that at like a church or something?
So we rented out a dance studio.
I had to ask, like, where are these girls at?
They were so excited. They thought this was, no, y'all not going to my house. No, y'all good. I can know where y'all live. Y'all need to know. Because I don't need y'all popping up when y'all get your driver's license.
Right, you're not coming to my house. Just be like, I just want to come by.
Because they would do it. They'll call me and ask if I'm at the office. No. But no, so we rented out a dance studio.
Okay.
And we went from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. Yeah, I was tired. Because I had work. No, I didn't go to work. I was supposed to sleep that whole morning, but my mama had something she wanted to do. I ain't getting no sleep.
Okay.
So we were in that dance studio. And one of the things I really wanted them to learn from the sleepover was how to interact with girls their age. Because all these girls are fighting for no reason.
No.
And it's getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just not here for it.
So you don't have like you know how like this is just an example. So there'll be like, these are the list of students that are like bad apple kids. Be careful. These are the kids in that class. You don't do that for this. This is just your program. It's just open for girls who are troubled or whatever they're going through. Come join so we can kind of like work it out.
Mm-hmm. Like the new school I went to this year, they gave me girls that they were saying had issues, and that's how it started at the first school I was at. But then so many girls wanted to come, and like their friends were telling them, and I was like, okay,
oh my god,
I gotta cap it at 18 though, because I'm only one person.
Oh my goodness. So do you have any people that are trying to like join and like help out?
We're looking for mentors now because I have gotten so involved in the programming piece that I can't do the fundraising and stuff like that to keep it growing like it needs to. So I am looking for mentors, and I'm trying to get into Columbia. So yeah, just
okay.
I'm trying to expand because this program is near and dear to my heart. The kids love it, the parents love it, and I'm like, if everybody that it's for loves it, then I clearly need to expand and get it.
Right. Also, help me if you love it.
Right. Help me.
Help me.
I have great parents. That is one thing I can say. The parents are very supportive, although they're willing to drop their kids off with me whenever.
Because they need that break.
But no, I love my girls. Because one of the things I did this year is I switched to memberships. So if there is a fee, not at the school, because I can't do it at the school.
Yeah.
But the weekend sessions, there is a fee because I got to the point where we were doing so much.
Yeah, I can understand that because you need to be able to continue to give you the same amount of quality.
Mm-hmm.
And it's heavy on the pockets.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, we went to Charleston this year.
Right. Quality costs money.
Yes, yes it does.
So I understand that. So this is just so awesome. Okay, so now that you have the sessions at the school, okay, so your school sessions, you cap at 18.
Yes.
Okay, what about your weekend sessions? Is there no limit or is there a cap on that too?
There's not a limit right now because right now I have, so there's me and another mentor. So then I can see myself going up to 30 with that until we get more mentors in. It's cool.
Okay, what about your weekend sessions?
My weekend sessions, I'm capping it at 30.
At 30, because you got 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we've got people interested, so hopefully we'll have more mentors going into August because we do school year schedule. So August to June.
Okay, so since you're looking for mentors, where can mentors apply and qualifications that you're looking for? I know I saw it online, so I shared it. I think I shared that one. I hope I shared that one. I think I shared the one about, we'll get to that part. We'll hold that up.
Okay.
Okay, so your mentors, where can they find it? And qualifications. I know you said a background check was definitely key. Is there an age limit for your mentor? Age requirement, excuse me.
I would like them to be between 25 and 30, but I've also started to realize that there are some people older than that are able to connect with teens. Because one of the things I don't want is the people that are coming in that have this already negative connotation of what these girls are going to be like, and they're going to talk down to them. Because one of the things about my session is, I don't know how I always forget to tell you this, it's really a facilitation session. The girls run the session. I'll give them a topic. We'll have questions for them about the topic, but we don't really, we teach them things. We teach them how to shift their perspective on things, but it's more so them voicing their opinions than somebody coming in to lecture them for 2 hours.
So it's like a no holds barred type of thing, not like vulgar, but like a no holds barred, so where they're open and honest and able to have that freedom to discuss. Yeah, that would have been nice,
right?
Growing up, because
it's funny. I had one of the counselors at one of the schools walk in, and the girls were just going like back and forth, just going, and I was just sitting there chilling. And they're like, "You're being disrespectful." And I talked to her after. I was like, "No, they weren't being disrespectful." I told them to have a conversation amongst themselves, and that's what they were doing. I was just there in that moment to facilitate the conversation. If it got too out of hand, then I was going to step in. I was like, they weren't being disrespectful. I just wanted you to know that you trusted me to bring this program here and to run it the way I run it.
Wow. So, was there any, did they interrupt after that? Or that was it?
Nope. Okay,
cool. So, now that you got your weekends going, you got your weekday going, we forgot. Tell the people that you're looking for mentors where they can apply or how they can apply.
So there is a tab on my website that says volunteer. There's a volunteer checklist thing. Submit that, and then I can shoot you back the application form for a mentor.
What's the name of your website?
www.teendreamsinc.org.
Okay, and at the end of this video, I will have her flyer at the end that will have some information, and I will link her website at the bottom of the video. So, just click down below. You'll have all the info you need. Are you looking for mentors just in the Aiken area right now?
Aiken and Augusta right now.
Okay.
I need some more kids in Columbia before I can
kind of get there. Okay. Makes sense. Okay. So, tell me more, because I had a question, because I know you mentioned it. Tell me how the lipstick line came about, because we mentioned this earlier, and you said you were doing lipstick so that your teens could have jobs, learn more about budgeting, kind of make some money, some coins.
Yes.
How did the lipstick line come about? And tell me how, because it's like a two-part question. How the lipstick line came about, and tell me how did you find the company to create this? Like, how did all of this even come to fruition?
Okay. So personally, I love lipstick. Yeah, listen, lipstick, love it. And I was supposed to start a line with one of my friends in college, and it ended up never happening. And so I don't know what I was doing, and I just happened to look at my lipstick, and I was like, I spend way too much money on lipstick. And somehow me and the girls ended up talking about it, and I was like, okay, I got kids that are under 15 that can't technically work, but they want to make money. So if they're working through the nonprofit, then I can get them paid. So they like lip gloss, I like lipstick. Let's start a lip line. So that's how we got to the lip line.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a separate company from the nonprofit. But I think I was on Etsy, just scrolling through stuff, and I found a lip gloss vendor. And I ordered samples from her. The girls made a video of them trying it. I didn't need to post that video somewhere. They made a video of them trying it and getting it, testing the colors on everybody. They liked the lip gloss and all that. So I said August, but it's probably gonna be pushed back. Sometime before the end of this year, Green Life Lippies will have a launch party, and they will have their lip gloss line.
That is cool. So you're going to continue to buy from this Etsy vendor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, does the Etsy vendor, so you're just going to buy from the Etsy vendor and then just, do a resale? Okay, cool. So that is awesome. So how does it work with them getting paid through the nonprofit?
So they will be brand ambassadors.
Okay.
And so with that, I can give them a commission of everything they sell.
That is really cool. I see you out here working for these girls.
Listen.
This is awesome. Oh my God. This is amazing. I am so glad I asked you to come, because I was like, I see all of the stuff that she is doing online, and it is awesome. And who better to promote you than you, because ain't nobody else gonna do it for you. Ain't nobody else gonna like your stuff, share your stuff. Like, you gonna put it out there, and if people get tired of it, and I always say this all the time, unfollow, unsubscribe,
all that,
do all of that. If you don't want it, goodbye. Because I'm gonna put it out there. I don't care how many times you got to look at it. I don't care how many times you scroll. Because I have a podcast page and I have my personal page. And for people that don't follow my podcast page, I post my podcast information on my personal page. Right. So if you follow both, you get double. Sorry. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, if you don't like it, just unfollow. And I talk about stuff that most people, especially these super churchy folks, they probably don't like. And I'm not explicit. I'm not vulgar. I don't be out here dropping F-bombs and stuff like that. But it's probably stuff that they just is too bad. They just consider it bad for their churchy ears. I had a whole podcast episode about how my sister is bisexual, or she don't have labels or whatever, and a lot of church people like that. So I was like, I accept her for the way she is. It is what it is, and my kids like that, whatever. And I was like, if you don't like it, click off, unfollow, and
it's okay.
They probably don't like that, so it's fine, whatever. And I'm just gonna continue to talk about all kind of stuff. So, I think I had one other question. Excuse my notepad, y'all, because we recording on my phone. So, we talked about how you can become mentors, and girls can join through schools, the schools that you are at. Mm-hmm. What about the weekend girls? How can they find you in the Augusta-Aiken area?
So I'm everywhere. I've been at the market. This thing called the Augusta Market on the weekends. I'm there set up. I am at tons of vendor events, Facebook, Instagram, all that. But you can also go to my website. There is a registration tab there, and you can choose your membership level. You can do the annual, you can do do monthly, you can do drop-ins. I advise everybody who's never been to a girl time session to do a drop-in first to see if you like it, because I don't want you to pay for something that you don't like. Sorry, we don't do refunds. But
Okay. Yes. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Okay, listen, it's hard out here.
yeah.
So okay, so you do drop-ins, which is no charge.
No, drop-ins are $10 because we gotta pay for the food and the supplies.
Okay.
That you use for that. It's non-committal with the drop-in. So you pay that one time, and that's your supplies and your food for that session. The monthly is $15 a month, and again, that with the monthly and annually, you get discounted tickets to all of our events. You get first notice about all of our trips. So you're almost like a VIP with a membership.
Yeah.
And then it's $120 for the year. So
This is awesome. Oh my god. So okay, how do people so when they pay, is this through like PayPal or something like that?
Yep.
Okay.
PayPal, Cash App.
Okay.
I don't take checks.
We got time for that.
Nope, checks
I was like,
Sorry.
sorry. It's really funny.
I don't do it.
All right. So, all right. I think I got one last question. So, any advice you would have for any entrepreneurs out there, male, female, whatever, any advice that you can give people who want to start a business, but you kind of just don't know where to go, or you think it's just too difficult, just any advice you can give people?
Starting a business ain't hard. Running a business is hard. but no, like be sure it's something you want to do. It's like I said, the time and the money and effort you got to put into it, you got to love what you're doing. And I mean love it. So if it's not something that you're like 100% passionate about, like you can't stop thinking about it, wake up every day about it, don't find somebody to help out.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying don't start a business. Like that's not what I'm saying. But make sure it's something you really want to do. Take your time, do your research about it. Because if I would have known half the stuff I know now, starting this business, it would have probably been ran a lot differently. But really do your research before you put time and effort into stuff, because you can't get that back. So just make sure you know what you want to do. That's my biggest advice to people who want to start a business.
Yeah, because dreams are free, passion is free, but once you don't spend the money on something that's not refundable, it's gone.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many things I'm good at and how many things I can do, but it's not what I'm passionate at.
Right.
And I've wasted so much money. I used to craft, furniture.
Oh.
So find old pieces off the street. I would sand it down, repaint it, refurbish. I could reupholster stuff. I used to sell earrings and make earrings. I can braid hair. I can do quite a few things, but those things I am just not passionate about. I have so much craft stuff I spent money on, and it's just.
Did you buy them for shirts?
I'm not that crafty.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I can do a lot of things, but I can't do that.
Yes.
But I'm quite crafty at a few things, but they're just not things that I am passionate about. So I have so much craft stuff shoved in the closet in my room. Fabric, I can make headbands. I can do quite a few things, but they're just not things I like doing. So I've spent money on things that I just have sitting around that I just no longer use. So make sure it's worth your time.
Yes. And money.
Right, because I spent hours. I mean, some of those things I've sold, plenty of things I've sold. But it's just, yeah. Now I'm just I don't like to do that no more. It was just for the moment. But this I'm passionate about because I get no payment for this. But I love doing it. So I spend time doing this. Yeah, I get no payment for this.
I just had 3 podcasts. Ask me what it had.
And I write books and I would like to get paid for them, but I'm scared to put my work out there. So that's one of those things. That's another one of those things. It's my baby. How this is your baby, but you've gotten it out there. That's another type of art that I'm what if people hate it? And that's kind of one of those. I just got to kick the bird out the nest on that. And it's great, but it's also a book that it took me 3 years to write. It is completely finished, y'all. Had it on Amazon for sale. Didn't sell, which is fine. But then now that I read through it, I'm this don't necessarily sound like me. Because at the time, it's when all of those other books was out and all those movies where it was the utopian society that had all the kids fighting, or it was you remember when Divergent was out and the Hunger Games, and Vampire Diaries. It's kind of like a mix of all of that, but it has my own personal flair because the storyline, like the thought process is there. It has my own personal flair because I'm totally an author that's into sci-fi and like fantasy and romance because there are not a lot of Black female authors in that genre, period. So that is the area that I am in. I am there. But as I read it, I'm like, I totally got that idea from this author. I totally got that from... So I just feel like there's the layer underneath, the foundation is me, but all the stuff on top of it is just not me. So that's probably why it's not out there. But there's another book that I got that is all me. I only got like 8 pages. I had writer's block for like 6 months. So
that's something I won't do again.
Oh man, books are hard. Books are hard, and they take years. And then you be like, "Dang, is people gonna read it?" And it's not even that I want to make money off of it. It's just like if I put it out there and then people be like, "It's trash," I'm be like, "God, dog, I spent like years cultivating that," and everybody's like, "It's trash." But then I also feel like if people like 50 Shades of Grey, I feel like I can get out there with this because that really wasn't that great. I think people just like the sex in it. So, and mine doesn't even have sex.
They missed the romantic part of it. Everybody always misses that part.
What romantic?
It's a really good love story.
I don't know about that. All I saw was the BDSM, like for most of it.
Oh wait, are you talking about the movies?
The books.
Okay, I was like the movies missed all the love story.
Oh yeah, the movie. I think I watched the first 2 movies and the third, and I was like, I can't. I am done. I read the first 2 books, and by the second book, I was like,
the third one was pointless.
I don't even care to know what happens after this.
Nothing.
I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I did read all of y'all. We on a tangent, but I did read all of Hunger Games. Popping. I am. If you ain't read Hunger Games by now, I'm watching the movie. This is just your fault. This stuff is old, by the way.
I've seen the movie.
I am just mad that Katniss was in a stupor the whole time. Like the movies are I really like the movies because they were very, 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 very close to the books. Very close. That's probably one of the closest live action movies from books that was very close.
Good.
Just about everything in the book is pretty much like the movie. All of the deaths pretty much happen in the book. There are probably a few things that I'm just like, y'all lying. But other than that, it's pretty much close. The only thing that they didn't do was that Katniss was pretty much high most of the third book. Because they kept her sedated pretty much the whole time. Because this girl was like 17, and they were trying to make her the face of a revolution, and she was like, I'm a kid. I ain't really trying to do all that. And it was like, but people love you. And she was like, but that ain't really what I'm trying to do, right? So she was fighting, and she was just like losing it because she watched all these people die in the Hunger Games. And all this stuff happened to her, all this trauma, and she was just like cracking up top. So most of the time, for half of the book, she was sedated, like just high. She was gonna be like that girl. I forgot what they call them, but the girl who had shaved her head. I can't remember the girl's name.
I'm sorry, that's not Britney Spears.
No. In the movie with her, it was a girl that remember the one who had the one who was always like in the hospital with her with the morphine, who kept taking it.
Yeah.
She was with her. That girl was like addicted to morphine, and she kept wanting to go back in to get. Katniss was high half of the book. Like she was drugged up most of the book because she was like every time they take her off the drugs, she was losing her all the time because Peter was like saying, they brainwashed Peter.
Yeah.
Katniss was like out of it, and then finally when she finally got woken up, she was like, I guess I can do this, and they was like, no, you gonna do this. And so at the end, when she finally realized that Snow was telling the truth, like, you think I'm just here just to be here? Like, how do you think I didn't kill your sister?
Yeah.
I didn't create the weapon that killed your sister. Your own people that you fighting for dropped those bombs and murdered your sister. The president lady, I forgot, Coin, was the one who put all that stuff out there. I mean, your boo thing made the bomb, but we don't talk about that. But I didn't do all of that. So, that's why she killed Coin instead of Snow. And then Snow got trampled because coin was basically trying to turn into another Snow, and she didn't want that.
Oh.
So anyway, yeah. Side note.
Yeah.
Sorry. So my books were like kind of having all that layered stuff on top of it, and then there was another book I was reading where it had like these warrior dudes with these weapons, and I was like, I mean, the underlying tone is me because my girl can jump into any, like the premise was that I had a black female heroine who didn't know she was a heroine, right? But she had the ability to jump into any book, right? And she found this out by accident. But then she falls into this story that she meets these warrior guys, and it turns out not all books are fiction. Some are actually just alternate dimensions. But then it just had all these other like layers of books that just won me, and I was like, my sister's like, it's amazing. Her friend's like, it's great. I was like, but it ain't me. Like, only the under part where she can go jump into books is me. The rest of it is like all these other things that I've read, and I don't feel like it's me. So 3 years, and I'm just like, nah, you're not doing that. So I scrapped all that. So anyway, I don't even know if this part gonna make any podcast. We'll see in the video. But so tell people about your social media. Where can they find you? And I promise I'll let you go.
You're fine. So everything is at Teen Dreams, at TEENDREAMSI. No ink. Nope. It's just at Teen Dreams.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
You're on Instagram?
Yep. Instagram is at Teen Dreams. Facebook, the Teen Dreams page. My website, www.teendreamsinc.org.
Yeah,
the YouTube
really
channel coming later.
I'm about to say, don't nobody really be having Snapchat like that. I mean, people got personal Snapchat, but anyway, on Snapchat. Yeah. No Twitter?
No, not Twitter.
Okay. All right. So I do want to thank you because you just like opened my eyes to a whole lot of stuff, and hopefully, you guys got something out of it. And if you got questions, you know where to find her because she probably on there all the time. You can answer or whatever. So yes, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yes, I'm so excited. And if she got time, maybe we'll go to lunch and do whatever. But anyway, thank y'all for joining me for this very, very first video podcast. And I hope y'all like it because if y'all do, I'm gonna be doing more of these. If you don't, I'm still gonna do more. But whatever. Anyway, so thank you for joining me. And this may pinch a little bit, and y'all have a good day. Hopefully it's